Hi, Peter Charles here of Hooked for Life Fly Fishing. And when we're doing our winter casting, sometimes it's nice to be able to videotape what we're doing so we can actually see the mistakes we're making. It's often hard when you're casting like this. You don't often see that maybe you're breaking your wrist or maybe you're sort of going sideways a little bit. You can't really often see that until you put it on video. Now, the easiest way to do video is if there's two of you. You know, one person holds a camera and the other person casts, and that works like a charm. So, what are the other solutions if you're going to go out by yourself? Well, the simplest, of course, is good old cell phones. We can use cell phones and, set it up, videotape ourselves using our cell phone. And, you can get something like this, which is a tripod, sort of, it's actually really a light stand. So it works like this. It's not very stable, and I'll show you how to deal with it. And the top, you've got a clamp here where you can put your cell phone in. It will also take a GoPro mount as well if you want to put in a GoPro. But let's talk about cell phones since we all have cell phones. This thing cost me $26 Canadian, the whole thing. Clamp, stand, everything else. If you've already got a light stand, you can pick up just the bracket, or if you've got a tripod already, you can pick up the bracket, but this is the easiest way to go. Now, as I said, it doesn't open up very wide. This is not a very wide stance if it's a windy day. So, filling some baggies with some sand, put it on the legs, it won't blow over. So, it's kind of easy to use, and it's a great way to get going. And the nice thing about using a cell phone is you set it up so you're looking at what the phone is seeing, so you see yourself when you set up the screen. So when you're setting up the shot, you're looking at your phone and you can see yourself in the image. So you know that you're centered properly. You know if you're too close or too far away, whatever the case may be. So phones work great. So if all you need is that sort of light stand arrangement, and you can get actually a pretty good, decent video out of it. If you're going to go a little bit more involved, some of us have digital cameras, so why not use them? They all have video capability. Well, you will need a decent tripod. This one's not an expensive one, but it's actually quite decent. For the price, I was quite surprised. And I actually have, I put a mount on the center post, so I have a coaxial mount for my GoPro, which is kind of cool. So I can actually have two cameras working on the same tripod. So that brings up the GoPro. The thing about GoPros is they have a very wide angle of view, which is great for what we're doing. Also, there's some cheap knockoffs too, so you don't have to spend GoPro money. You can spend a lot less money and get an action camera that will fit on GoPro accessories, and you can use it on a tripod or on this little cheap light stand, and you're good to go. I mean, the GoPro works fine with that nice wide angle of view, so you can see your back cast and your forward cast in the same shot, which is quite nice. So, that's one alternative, is to go with the GoPro. Now, a lot of us have stuff like this. This is a simple point and shoot camera. It's my fishing camera. It's waterproof. And, I've got this GorillaPod, which I can, bend the legs. And this is great for low angle. So if you want to be casting over the camera so you can see your tracking, so you don't want to hit the camera with the fly line, you can set a low angle shot using this and a Gorilla mount, or, you can, some of these, this thing, allows a low angle shot as well. You have a chance to see your tracking so you can cast right at the camera. That works fine too. Now, moving up, this is a bridge camera, expensive. The nice thing about this, it has a selfie screen. And again, just like the phone, you can see what you're doing when you set up the shot. You can see if you're centered, too close, too far away, whatever the case may be. So I use a bridge camera and the GoPro as my primary camera for when I'm doing outdoor photography, or videography, I should say. The other thing is now this is not a point and shoot camera. This is actually a fairly expensive camera, but it's similar to what we see in the point and shoot, where we have the selfie screen. And that's very, very handy in a little point and shoot. If you have one that has the selfie screen, perfectly adequate to do the job. But whatever we use, whether it's a phone, a GoPro, or a point and shoot, or a bridge camera, it's nice to be able to see you in the shot. Now with the GoPro, I think some of them are coming with front screens. This one doesn't, but I think some of them have front screens, so you can see how you're centered in the shot and whether you're going to get a good shot or not. Now, what I'm going to do in the next video, we're going to go outside and we're going to look at wind and location, and we're going to look at some video as well of how to set up your camera to get the maximum benefit out of the shoot that you're doing, so you can actually see what's happening. We'll talk about time of day, camera angles, and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for the next one, and get out there and practice. Cheers.